In this video, we're going to show you the top 3 most common shifting mistakes. What's up everyone, this is Tyler with the EMX Factory. Today we're going to show you the 3 most common shifting mistakes. Big question for you guys. We've got our 125 giveaway that we're getting built up. We want to know what you want to see first. Do you want a new pipe on there? Do you want a new wheel set? Leave it in the comments below what you guys would like to see first. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and also the little bell beside the subscribe button. Click it, make sure you stick around. We got a cool bonus tip at the end that's going to definitely help you with your shifting. First mistake, shifting at the wrong RPM. This is crucial to making your bike handle the way it's supposed to. If you're a gear too high and lugging the bike, if the power won't ramp up, it's usually that you're too low on the RPM. The bike obviously doesn't have the power to pull you out of sometimes bad situations or just get you enough speed to get over the jump that you want to jump. If you're letting the bike rev out too hard, if the power drops off, it's usually you're too high up in the RPMs. The bike doesn't handle, the suspension doesn't flow as smoothly as it would if you're just in the meat of the power. You can kind of typically figure out where these RPMs lie by, is the bike getting super loud and is it vibrating super hard? It's time that you've already missed your time to shift if it's gotten there. Or is the bike making like a low grunting like rhinoceros noise, like Is that what a rhinoceros sound like? And a four stroke would be like. But anyways, if your bikes are making weird noises and things that don't seem common when you're listening to other riders that you can tell that are experienced, like I always say, find a nice, safe spot and practice getting in the right gear. Mistake number 2, shifting too close or on a jump face. There's multiple reasons this is bad, especially if you don't have a ton of experience or really truly trust your transmission in your bike. Bikes are known to catch what we call a false neutral. If you're at the bottom of a face of a jump and you shift right at the last second and your bike doesn't go all the way through to the next gear and it catches that false neutral, 9 times out of 10 it's going to result in a crash or something really close to it. If false neutral is a new phrase to you, it's just basically going from one gear to the next but not making it all the way. If you go from second to third gear, it's kind of like catching 2.5. and 2.5 doesn't work. So you just got to think about if the gear isn't clicking in, that's what we call false neutral. And sometimes that happens away from the actual neutral position of the engine, right? It could happen in between third or fourth or fifth gear. It still is a possibility it can happen there. What you want to do to kind of eliminate the risk of getting into the wrong gear or hitting the gear before that jump is you want to take that turn in the gear that you want to hit the jump in. Go into the corner, maybe that's third gear. It may be a second gear corner, but you have to learn how to ride that corner with a little more momentum where you can pull third gear coming out of the turn to get over the jump, right? You don't want to slow up in the turn to go down to second gear and then have to shift right away and then you got to jump. There's just too much risk, too much going on, especially for a newer rider. You will see guys in Supercross shifting coming out of the berms, but these guys are the best in the world. So you definitely want to practice carrying good momentum and carrying the gear that you want to hit the jump in the corner. Mistake number 3 is going to be improper shift lever position, too high or too low. If it's too high, you're going to have a really hard time getting to that shift lever when you're sitting down. So you're coming out of a turn and you need to catch a couple gears before you stand up and approach a jump or whatever it is. It's going to be really difficult for you to get your foot all the way up to that. You're going to find what's going to happen is your foot is going to come all the way off the foot peg and you're going to be lifting your whole foot up instead of kind of hinging at your ankle and using your heel to leverage up. If you're standing and your shift lever is too low, then you're going to have a really, really hard time getting your toe down underneath to pull the shift lever up, and it also kind of leaves you to being Okay, so the reason that's very, very bad is if you're going to your controls from outside to inside and then moving your foot back out, you're very vulnerable to catching your foot on a rut or root or tree or whatever the case may be, rather than going foot position to the shifter and then moving your foot straight back to the ball of your foot on the foot peg and then back and forth. That way you have safety, your foot's tight into the bike, your feet are pointed in the direction that you're going, and everything's working the way it should. We hope your shifting is going to improve from watching this video. We really appreciate you guys keeping along with our series and our channel. If you like to see more videos, they're over here. You can catch all our social media, Patreon, Instagram, and all that good stuff down here. When in doubt, throttle out. Link in the description below.
And up there.
Up there too.
It's not, it's actually up there.
It's over there.